Yo guys, what is happening? More Total Games and welcome to another video. Today we're back on the city world that we started on Monday. Super pumped to be back here. This is going to be one of my primary focuses now. Pretty much every Monday and Friday I'm going to try and make a video on the city world because I know we've just chosen a really large project, something that I really want to work on. And I figured that I think it's a good thing that would take up both those time slots and be worth it. At least here for the time being, we're going to be doing it every Monday and Friday because there's just so much to get done. This is what we did last episode though. If you guys missed it, we did some planning. I highly recommend going checking it out, see what we were talking about and everything that we're doing. If you missed it though, it's okay. The plan is right here. So this is the plan that we're going through with the city, and I kind of just sneak peeked it. I have done a little bit of work. on the city so far. I've built basically this block right here. So all the way outlined, all the way like so. I've built this block, and it took a good probably half an hour. But you know what? I don't think this is going to be impossible, guys. I think we can really accomplish this, achieve this entire city. And yes, I built a mountain. You can probably already see it. So why don't I fly over there and show you guys what the heck's going on. All right, so this is the mountain that I started off by building here. It's basically, I don't know, it's pretty simple as of right now. It's going to do a whole bunch of more things. It's only about halfway or a third of the way up in its total height. But it's going to have, sections that go off higher than others and sections that go back and whatnot. This is just sort of the base of it. So I just wanted to get that in there so we had something kind of to base our entire map off of. But this will kind of continue along the entire coast. And I think it'll be interesting. I've left this area relatively flat. Now, I know I probably should have added some more 3D depth into this, like some different terrain levels and whatnot. But quite frankly, I don't know if I really want to deal with it. I guess I could. But anyway, this is the streets that we've laid out. Each of them is a slightly different size. We're going to be going with 3 wide lanes, though. I know Dark wouldn't be happy if I told him that. But just for the sake of trying to keep things to somewhat reasonable of a scale, this is the size of the lanes that we will be using. This road has a 1 extra block for parked cars and whatnot. But yeah, you can see most of the roads that I've done are 3 plus 2, and the 2 is the idea that you could probably fit a car there and add in a couple little parking things, and then the 3 wide lanes to drive on. So that's kind of what I've been going for here with this entire city. This main road over here is a double laner, so it is a little bit wider, and it goes on to a bridge that actually continues into where the water section will be, the big huge river part. And this might be easier. I might just throw another screenshot up on the screen right now of the actual city, of the plan. And this is the water part that goes in between that block and the block over here, and the main downtown area, I should say. So that's what we got going on so far, and it's a lot of work. And you know what? Let me tell you what. My entire goal today was to actually come on and build more and more roads. But now that I'm thinking about it, that sounds a little bit boring. So you know what? Let's go ahead here and just start building. What am I doing? Honestly, I do have an idea in my head though as to what I want to do. However, probably shouldn't have started just yet. Probably should get a little bit more infrastructure built and whatnot. Anyway, I'm gonna start it anyway. So here we go. Let's go up maybe this many blocks here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That sounds good. And we'll go along like so. These are all going to be like condominiums all along the water here that look out onto the city. So I think it's going to be pretty cool to live in these and to have these in the city. They're going to be mainly all glass, super modern is kind of the goal. So we're going to see if we can accomplish that here with this one. I guess we'll split it up by 3s. I want to build this area back here. This is going to be the actual base of the building. So we'll go 3, 3, 3, and 2. Dang it, I missed it by 1. It's all right. We'll just extend it out 1. So there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. However, we're going to do, yeah, actually we can go right out on that one. What I want to do though is leave enough room for a little walkway underneath. So on this area, you can see I've set it back 1. On this one, I'm also going to set it back 1 like so. So this will be the actual lobby in this area right here. And let me see how big I want to make it. Now, this is not going to be tutorials. Every Friday, I really just want to come on here and build, treat it more of a city let's play, and just literally just build things for fun. You can follow along if you'd like, but Mondays are still going to be very much centered around how to. We're going to focus on one build just in this city. So if you want to actually learn how to build very specific things and actually get block counts and whatnot, I will do that on Monday still. But for these videos, I'm strictly just going to be building, and I apologize if maybe I'm going too quick, or if I don't know, if I'm missing things, or if you wanted to build it and I wasn't doing how to. Anyway, not the point. I'm just building here for fun, and you guys can just follow along and enjoy. So that's kind of the goal here. But yeah, again, tutorials Monday. Super excited about those too, because we're gonna be building some big skyscrapers, some houses, and everything in between on this world, ideally. So that could be really cool. What do we want to do over here now? What do we want to do? I think we're just gonna make these into stores. So maybe if I do like a 3 wide. Well, you know what? Let's just finish up the base here. Going right out to there. I'm trying to think if that's going to be enough, and it will. I think we'll be good there. And then we'll go back our 3 on this side. These ones, however, I'm going to open up into like 6 wide or 7 wides, I should say, so they could be stores. All right, so there's a pretty good view as to how the base is going to be laid out. We're going to have stores going this way. So I think I'm probably going to build them back to maybe here. And then we'll have the rest of it as a nice little lobby that you can walk into. So the stores are going to go back to here. Maybe you can enter some of them from in the lobby, maybe not. But let me just finish up this little section. They're just kind of going to be laid out like so. So 3 stores in this area, and then the lobby will be right here. And you can kind of walk in and use the elevator, which will probably be right here. Okay, and the roof is now on that section of the build. Now what I wanted to do was actually come out on this section. Not sure if I'm going to do the full 3 or not. I guess I probably will. And actually build a little bit of an overhang here. Do I want to come out that far though? No, that's kind of ridiculous. So ideally I want these sections to continue up, and this is just going to be a 4 high section here on the top. Maybe put in some offices or something. All just part of the big base of this tower. So I want to build these all up like so. And then at the end here, though, I want to come out, maybe just by 1, we'll come out like so. Cool. And then we'll bring it in like that. And I think that could be a pretty cool little feature there as it sticks out of the side. And that should do it for this floor. The rest of it's just going to be these 3 wide sections. So let me go along and add those. All right, I've got all those pillars in place. You know what, down here, I'm just going to add a little bit of detail now by going along and making these all into mini arches. Might just make it feel a little bit more appropriate for outside. So I think that could add a nice little feature. I know it's more of a modern building, but I think it will actually tie in nicely once we have the entire thing done, because we do have the square windows on the inside. We'll see. If we don't like it, we can always get rid of them, but I think this might just be a nice little detail piece. All right, so the white concrete is in on that level. I might just do the spruce down here because I actually don't think I'm going to use it throughout the rest of the build. Anyway, that's fine. This will extend out over here, and we'll probably even come out an additional block on the top here just to add a little bit more detail as well. Doing something like that. Looking pretty cool. Awesome. Let's go ahead now and add the actual building. So the plan for the building is to go along and add balconies to the entire thing, as well as these large glass sections, which are going to be able to see the views of the water. It's just going to basically be a huge balcony and glass-filled building. That's all you're going to really see from the outside, or whatever you want to call it, from the water, from the street. And we'll see how it turns out. I haven't done a building like this before where we do an entire wraparound balcony, but I just got the idea for it today, and I'm thinking that it might look kind of cool. Let's go along here and just build it. That's going to be the actual size of the building. I want to maybe do 4 units on the inside, but I'm not sure if I'm going to worry about the units just yet. So that's going to be the general shape of the building. I've added these little curves to the end of the balcony areas, and I think that should do pretty good for what we're kind of trying to accomplish. I might actually use the spruce floors. I've changed my mind again. I think I am going to, or maybe birch. Actually, no, I think I will use spruce. I'll use white concrete, though, for the outside here on the balcony. You know what, guys? I think we should add another extra feature here just to make it a little bit more interesting. We'll bring the balconies out by 1 on maybe this block right here. Yeah, again, just trying to add a little bit more detail here. So if we just go ahead and count this out, it'd be like going 5 blocks in, or going to the middle block, I suppose, this one right here, and then just building it out. All right, so there we go. We kind of got an interesting shape going now. Now what I'm thinking here is we need a little bit more curvature on the inside of the build. So maybe doing something. I'm trying to figure out how we should do this. Maybe not, actually. You know what? I'm going to try the square versus the curves. So we'll do the square on the inside and the curves on the outside. See how that actually turns out looking. Now question is going to be glass. Should we be using light blue stained glass? Should we be trying cyan, kind of like the modern skyscraper colors that people use? Or should we just go for the black? I'm thinking maybe we could try out the cyan or the light blue. Let me see what the light blue looks like. I think I'm going to give the light blue glass a try. Again, I can always change that at the end here if we don't like it. However, the cyan, it looks a little bit more office building-y. I think for these kind of builds, I want to use the light blue stained glass. Just because a lot of modern condominiums actually use this kind of color glass. Although it usually is a little bit more turquoisey, which is why the cyan is kind of alright, but it's also like a dark. You could use just regular blue, but I think that's too blue as well. So I think light blue is the closest that we're going to get. Anyway, so this might be kind of cool, though, with these color scheme. I've never used the gray within the light blue, which means this will either look really cool or really interesting. All right, so this is what we got going on now. I've added these cool little dividers in for each one of the balconies, so this would be the entire balcony. These are definitely going to be like more luxury units, suites that look over, you know, the big city. They're kind of in a nice neighborhood across the river. I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to be pretty cool, though. So I've added in the all-glass windows, which looks a little strange right now, I know. But hopefully once we have multiple stories on it, it will kind of start to look somewhat normal, because we'll have the balconies as well that kind of hide this, so it's not going to be like completely transparent, see-through, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and add some sea lanterns, though. I'm kind of afraid that we're not going to get enough light in here, obviously. Sea lanterns. All right, so I've got a couple sea lanterns in there. Hopefully that will give us enough light. Anyway, that's kind of what the tower is going to look like. Let's see if it's going to look any good. I guess we'll find out here in a second. Actually, one final touch. I think it might look kind of cool if we build these kind of triangle shapes coming off of here. It might not also, but I just want to try it here. I think it could look kind of fun. All right, it's time for this building to be cloned up. Let's see if it turns out well. All right, it's all finished up. I cloned it up, put a little roof on it. Tell me what you guys think. I'm not really sure yet. Here we go. The big unveiling. There it is. I think it actually turned out looking pretty cool. It's maybe a little bit small for its scale. However, I think it looks pretty awesome. From the bottom here, it looks kind of empty. But anyway, I think as you get up more on the floors, it kind of looks, you can see the inside, obviously. Maybe once we have some furniture in there as well, it will look a little bit more full. But I think from afar, even when you're sitting in the big city looking at it, I think it's going to look absolutely fine. Like a nice little tower there across the bay. Anyway, let's go ahead and just check out the views from these units so you kind of get an idea of what you'll be seeing. You'll be getting a pretty good view of the city. If we turn up the render distance here a little bit, turn up to 20, this may have been a bad idea. Still loading in, but you see where the water ends there. That's going to be where the first buildings are. So you will get some sort of view, maybe see the boats as well. And it's kind of interesting here. These blocks work pretty well as well. You can't really see into the other person's unit. And the inside here will probably have to be divided up into 4 units somehow. Not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing that just yet. But that's basically it, guys. That's the entirety of the building here. Again, I think it turned out pretty cool. It definitely looks modern, that's for sure. It looks very modern. The base is pretty interesting as well. Anyway, once the entire base gets all filled in here, I think it will end up all looking very complete and looking together. So yeah, overall, very happy with how the first building turned out. A square building that is now kind of looking round because we added some cool balconies to it. And that is actually going to do it for the first ever building in this world. So yeah, pretty pumped about that. We got a lot more to go, but that is a good start. And if we just head right back over to our plans here, let's see if we can see which building this is. So this building is in this section right here, and it's the actual one that's right here before you get onto the bridge. So that would be it right there, technically speaking. I'm not sure how tall it is and relatively to everything else here, relative to everything else. But that's basically the one that we just built, and I'm pretty excited about that. That is looking over right into the city, and this is what the view will be like. And yeah, I think it's going to end up looking really cool. Might also get some good views in the mountains once they're all put together from this building as well. So I think it's in a pretty good spot. It's going to be pretty expensive, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget going below, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video.